Welcome back to another card trick. This is a very tough card trick. Would not recommend this for beginners. I guess it's not too hard, but it's also a very cool card trick. It's basically a mind reading card trick, which everyone loves, right? So, um, and this will also be my last video I upload for a little while. Um, but you're just gonna need obviously standard 52 deck of cards. And you are going to, um, well, for a demonstration here, for the demonstration, you obviously won't know the top cards, but you're gonna, for this demonstration, I'm just gonna pull out some easy cards that I'll remember. 4 aces and 2 kings. King. Okay, that's 4 aces and 2 kings. But basically, put these in, and you're gonna want to. You're not gonna know these coming in. You can shuffle them, but I'm not gonna shuffle them because for the trick, I'm gonna know the cards to make it easier. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna explain to your spectator this is a mind reading trick, and what you're gonna do is if you're good enough, you can just like go through these first cards like this. But what I like to do is turn away and flip these cards. Always make sure that you flip the first 6 cards over. So in this case, it's 4 aces and 2 kings. But you're going to be turned around, you won't know this, and you're going to say, okay, do you have a card yet? If they say, most of the time they'll say yes, but if they don't, just take these cards, put them back in the pile somewhere, at the bottom or in the middle somewhere, not at the top though, and just do the same thing again. But about 99% of the time, your spectator will say yes. So you're going to ask them to put it, well, you could ask them to just make one big pile, flip it upside down, and hand it to you. But what I like to do, since I struggle with this one, is I tell them to make 2 piles. And so they're going to make 2 piles, and they're going to flip them, and you're going to ask them to hand them to you one by one, so they'll give it to you. You don't need a break for this one of any sort. But then for these 3, the top 3, what you're going to need to do is get a pinky break on the side. So basically just put your pinky there. So there's like a little gap there. But at the front, you won't notice anything. So it just looks standard right now. And then you're going to cut the cards however you want. And this is another tough part. You're going to have to like transfer these 3 cards into like some sort of a thumb hold here when you're cutting the cards. But you're just going to need to make sure that you have these top 3 cards still separated from these bottom 3. But you're going to cut the cards, put these under, and it wouldn't usually be this obvious in a trick, but here you should have these top 3 cards. You'll just do one more cut and slide these cards out and put them back on top. So you have you have 3 cards here, which were at the top, and then back on top we still have 3 cards here, which were originally on top too. And now you're gonna say, just to make it less, to make them less suspicious, you're gonna say, okay, normally in these card tricks, you actually have to physically take a card out and then memorize it and then put it back in. But when you're doing this is another important step. When you take that card out, you're gonna put it in the bottom. So for this next step, but you're gonna just pretty much tell them that. But for this trick, I'm simply reading your mind. And then you're going to say, okay, to give you one last idea of where your card is. I'm going to go through the cards, sort through some of these cards, and you're going to tell me don't tell me if you see your card, but I'll stop eventually and ask you if you did. Okay, so then what you're going to do here is you're going to look away and you're going to start going through these cards. Go very slow for these through these first 4 cards. This is obviously not going to matter because this is the card you pulled out. But then you're going to have the ace, the king, the other king. And then once you have this, you can slide them back in like that. And then just quickly sift through a bunch. Till you get to anywhere. Try to get at least over half the deck. But you're not going to want to show them the top cards, the top 3 cards. Then you're going to put them back in and say, okay, did you see your card? If they say yes, then you know that their card is not this card, but it's one of these 3 cards. If they say no, you can say something like, okay, I think I can still make this work, but at that point you know it's one of the top 3 cards. So if they say, yes, I did see my card, you can either do a few cuts and bring these 3 cards back up top, or you can just simply pull from the bottom. So you're going to start pulling cards out, and what you're going to do is, so if they said they did, it's going to be one of these 3 cards here. So you're going to just go like this, okay? You're just going to make a pile. So that's the 5. You're not going to know what that card is, but you're just going to peel that one off. That's not going to be their card. And then you're going to go, when you pull these next 2 out, you're going to just get a quick glimpse of it. So when you're bringing it across, you see, okay, that's the ace of spades. So one more time, just simply like that. Don't take too long to look at it, just get a glimpse. So you know, okay, ace of spades in your head. Then you pull this next one out, and you just do the same thing, little glimpse, okay, king of hearts. So you know, ace of spades, king of hearts. You're going to say, okay, no, that's good. So then you're going to ask them to tell you what their card is. If they say the ace of spades or the king of hearts, then you know that it's right here. So if they say ace of spades, for example, you can do a double lift here, which is basically just lifting 2 cards up. So you can just slide this bottom card off and pull this up. Okay, ace of spades. If they say the king of hearts, you're just going to peel this top card off. That's your card. If they say a card that you did not know, you're just going to, because you obviously haven't looked at this card, this is still in the bottom, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to peel this bottom card off. Is this your card? And they're going to have to say yes, if it wasn't one of those 2 cards. Now let's run through a situation where it's on top. Then you just say, okay, then I'm going to run through, you're not going to say this, but then I'm going to run through the top 2 cards because you didn't slide a card on top like you did on the bottom. So you're just going to do the same thing. Take a quick peek. Okay, ace of diamonds there. Okay, ace of clubs there. And then you're going to say, okay, that's good. Tell us what was your card. If they say it was the ace of diamonds, you can do a double lift, but that'll be kind of suspicious. It'll be at the bottom card. And then if they say the ace of clubs, then you just pull that one off and you'll show them. Or if they say a card that you did not hear, then you'll pull the top card off, which is the ace of hearts, and that will be their card. So yeah, that's that trick. That trick was more complex, so this one's going to take a lot more practice than the other ones I've uploaded, but it's also a very cool trick, so Yeah.